It's a Weather Blender blog. It is the 17th of September. Spencer Atkins here, and this is one blog entry never wanted to make, and it's about tornadoes. And we're going to show you what happened on the tornadoes here. We're in Reedsville, Ohio. Right across is Belleville, West Virginia. That's the Ohio River behind me. We're just going to show you some scenes of the damage across in Belleville over here. There was at least one fatality reported. You can see some of these trees just completely strafed. We're on Route 124 standing out here. I got Ari Sarsalari with me over here. Ari's back there. He's taking some photos. We're doing a report here. Still got a lot of fire crews back here behind me. And we're just going to show you some stuff here and just kind of show you the damage. We don't have any estimates of the Fujita scale yet, but it's just incredible. So let's get to showing you what happened during these storms on the 16th. There's a lot of tree damage out here, obviously, and I mean that's some seriously thick trees that have been twisted up, busted up. Down the base of that tree, that's kind of interesting, and over here too. Ari can tell us what this is. Yeah. Show me what this is here. What is that?
Well, what they think it is part of the roof off the house that's up on top of the hill, and I'm telling you, this is solid sheet metal, completely wrapped very tight around the guardrail, so this is pretty unbelievable.
So that is, I mean, that's metal. Here, look at this. Look at this. This is sheet metal. It's like somebody took a roll of toilet paper and wrapped it around there, isn't it?
I can't unwrap it if I tried. It's very, very, very...
That shows you the force of the wind right there. And that came off this house up here, Ari.
Yeah.
Right up here. And that's the Auxier's home. We talked to them, and they have a basement beneath that house. That thing is made out of some seriously strong beams up there on the roof. The top roof is gone. It's been added on to a couple times. This side of the house is buckled out a little bit from the wind. It got pushed down because the tornado came over top of the house. They didn't go to the basement though. They went into a closet instead. And it actually worked out better because they would have been trapped in the basement. Some debris got caught up there. We're going to walk up the hill and show you that. Here's the gate to the property. Got stuck right up against that tree there. You can see that's pretty good warped. And then of course you can see these trees. Well, what trees now? This tornado came in from the Athens area. That car is pretty well damaged. That car up here on the hill, that was up, kind of up behind the house and got thrown over. They had another vehicle that got thrown down from the house all the way down to the road and ended up in about 3 pieces down there. You know, sometimes you can look at that and you might say, well, you know, if all the trees kind of fell in the same direction, that might be straight line. It's kind of maybe broken off in one direction. But when you get up close and you look, you can kind of start to see the evidence of the twisting of the wood. I mean, it just literally like gets screwed over like that, just twisted. And this thing went across over into Belleville, Ohio, Belleville, West Virginia. And we find the damage path from just a little bit to the left of that tree all the way over here. This is the old lock house. Just to the right of the lock house. There's a campground over here, and there's a campground over there, actually right over there. And it was that wide in between, easily quarter mile wide there, maybe a little bit more than that. And it went right in between the two campgrounds. Talk about lucky. Here's his car. It got pushed. He said on top of that, and he lifted on that because he said that was actually like behind the car, the gentleman who lives here. And that got thrown back down the hill. His other vehicle went down over the hill and onto the main road. And you can see there's some aerial traffic up here, got a helicopter out there, seen some planes. They're all trying to figure out how wide this thing was. I don't know how good this zoom is, we'll try it. There's your damage path across into Belleville where again we have a report of 1 fatality. Pretty wide, pretty impressive. And we've only seen just a little bit of this tornado. The Weather Service hasn't rated this one yet, but it's going to be pretty big, pretty impressive. Continue to swing around here and show you. This was an outbuilding, was actually right over there and got thrown over here. That's the contents. And another vehicle over here that got beaten up pretty bad. And as you can see, that entire hillside up there, those trees are just strafed. They're just gone, just twisted. And the gentleman who was here said he just stood right out here and watched it, right out here, and then he just jumped into the house, got into a closet, and the roof is gone now. Said it lasted just a short while, and they got out and looked right up through the roof. They can see daylight. There's just another example of what's going on here. Uprooted trees, you might suspect that that's pretty common. You can see again, just stumps left, and the force of the wind needed for that is pretty incredible. This house has probably hit the hardest of any. There was a trailer over there, hit that tree. This used to be a house. Car down there. This is unbelievable. It's the kind of thing that you see Iowa, Oklahoma, places like that. I've never seen anything like this here in Ohio and West Virginia, this particular area. I'm sure it's happened before, but not recently. Okay, that pad right there is where there was a trailer, a mobile home, and that is where the frame ended up, completely wrapped around that tree. That's steel, that's iron, that's just incredible. Guys are up there trying to string the poles back up. There was 3 trailers here in this neighborhood. You see the wind just absolutely flattened that whole strand of trees. Huge tree out here that got flattened. This is Donald Meigs out here. This was his place, trailer, flattened, gone, knocked his car in the ditch. So there were 3 trailers out here. I'll walk over here for you. There were 3 trailers out here. This was the 3rd one. And it was over here on that pad. That's the frame of the trailer now. And then there was a house down here, like a modular home, and it sustained some pretty serious damage as well. And you'd have to probably write that one off as a loss too, as you can see. But that one held up a little bit better. But the width, this is just the other side of the hill. The Oxer house where we were just located was just on the other side of that, and we came around the hill here, just around here, and then we ended up here. So it's just incredibly wide, and then it went across the river, that direction where I'm pointing, on over into West Virginia. One last thing I want to show you here. Mr. Meigs told me he was incredibly lucky, and he was. Okay, and when we talk about trailers, we talk about the need to get out and find a low spot. Let me illustrate that for you, okay? People think it sounds crazy. He got lucky. He stayed inside this one just by pure luck. It's God's grace. That's the only way I can put it. Okay, they were near this big stove. That thing was heavy. That's the rest of everything. That's it. This mobile home, okay? They got out of that, walked across this, and there's a swale down here where the car landed. But there's a low spot. That's a ditch. And then they were okay in there after that. Now again, that's what we talk about. If you have a low spot, you want to get out of that, you want to head down to that. Just want to illustrate that. He's a very lucky and blessed man today, and I'm glad he's okay. All right, real quick, this is just around the corner. We keep finding stuff. Old Glory had a rough night last night. Out here, this house, the garage took a hit. People in there made it to the basement. They had a little baby in there. They were babysitting. All the trees in that valley are gone. This outbuilding was just completely trashed. There was another building back out here, trashed. This is the most amazing thing. I can't believe it. This was a house. See if you can see the chimney there. And that is a pickup truck sitting where the living room used to be. It was thrown into that house. Unbelievable. And the damage goes way out here to the left, and it came out from this direction across the valley that way. There's our pickup truck in the house. In the house. The tree over there is huge, uprooted. That auto repair place trashed. These trees uprooted. And the power crew's still working out here. Alright, so that's the tour of it right there, and it just goes on and on throughout this area. Again, it's the trip you never want to have to make. Any thoughts, Ari?
That was pretty unbelievable. I've seen strong F1, weak F2 damage. That was way worse as far as I'm concerned. I mean, we'll see what the Weather Service comes out with, but I don't know. I mean, you just see the people that made it out alive from that. Pretty unbelievable.
Alright, now the task is to get home through these roads. That's Weather Blender blog.